the noise of a random shock. So they never produce anything for black people. Instead, they want to move to places like Biko Today, where white people live. So white people will build this nice place here. And then team, for us to kill as humans. The moment I get money, I'll move to their neighborhood instead of developing the neighborhood that I come from.
See, my perspective regarding the government, to say there is a party, you say rush. Yeah, now Bolsheviks and Mensheviks. Bolsheviks pioneered especially to say we need to change the system outside of Egypt for the system is corrupt. Then Mensheviks believe that they can change the system with it.
Which is what you're doing, was in the getting the qualification or not, man.
Is also thinking that if voting for certain political part, we create some change. Then the Mensheviks went to government and they were corrupted by the system because that house system created in a connecting eventually in Ghana, it will corrupt you. And Ama Bolsheviks remain unlike the system and overthrown Qatar regime and introduced a socialist state. So whenever they overthrow, they will nama Mensheviks party. Say silegi we change that system. They change that system. So when I do minister finance as a Ghana or corruption is bad if you are not enforced.
Yeah.
So in terms of easy that relate to government, I think we must overthrow the system outside of it, because you cannot say you will change a system that offers only you benefits. Because if abantu abalita in cabinets that it's SRC or ministers or MEC, their benefits, there's a targeted there.
And then they're excluded.
Then Lamandima represent are excluded from those benefits. Because then you say you are about to change that system or it's an way. And it is it embassad as a cholera, yeah, it's told that you are Tina and the Dinilanga. Problem of South Africa. The cause and name, the so illegal immigrant is that economic distribution.
It's not required.
Yeah. What I think what you president Holala not $3,600 con them to a president to a con
$2,500
online a high salary yako. And what a problem you too that is that people about tasala code or the lot
which in this case of people are supposed to be representing us if okay. And with TJ to have ministers, how many do you have now? Over 62.
money.
Yeah, and including the deputy ministers, because it's like, why don't the firm saying, Askai can't. Just keep it. How?
Yeah, okay, but yeah, finish this up and then we know to need it. And then this is in your job, like, okay, Zakat.
No, for Kala was a sizzle, yabo. Sizzle went at they're proper, comfortable, no binding. Okay, we want to come to another episode of the Dialogue Corner. Today I'm sitting with Butubante. We're discussing one of the most critical things in our generation. Because we've had people who are fighting for what should be freedom, and then goes back to do we even had the freedom to what they were fighting for. And also I think it's one of the people that are least talked about. I don't know if the reason is because what they were fighting for is actually genuine. So it's part of the things we're going to find out during the episode of Liberty. from the people that are actually praised and the people that are least talked about, where do they rank amongst those people? We'll be trying to dissect the book Era Steve Biko Umdabu Day, which are we living the black consciousness or just talking about it? So put band elinjan.
Yeah, good.
Siyabona umshwalense sihlanganyele right. First, before we start, just beyond introduction and maybe a little bit of touch on that topic. Where does freedom begin?
Revolutionary greetings. My name is Bandi Tiane. Firstly, I would love to apologize for the level of my English. I'm a product of colonization in a direct fit of colonization. I grew up in Inanda, MCRZ, studied at Makapa Combined School. I'm from a very good family who start from grade R up to grade 12 J school. So I was doing grade 9 and I think I saw a paper about Mark Steve Biko and I read it. There was a teacher always never to understand English. It was called CDM. Then we were school Then I was inspired when I was choosing subjects in grade 10. I said, I want to be a member of parliament. Thinking that we are coded, I'm a member of parliament. So then I chose humanities. Then I studied feast. I wanted to start feast. Politics about the time year that I was signed that the number. I wanted to assist. Then Bafunda up to grade 12. Then when I come here in university, excited that I want to continue or to join the work of SASO and Bantu Student Biko, continue conscientizing and assisting the society.
Okay, and then that happens when you're doing grade what? Grade 9 or grade 11?
That happened, that's what I was doing grade 9.
Yeah, and I was dramatic kind. So, and then the humanities, how far are you with it now?
Now I'm doing a Bachelor of Arts, History and Anthropology. And I'm still continuing.
Okay. So, Mile, I think we should just get into it. Because more cool isn't it was and then you have a generation of people who believe that most of the things they need to be given them and not to go after them. Where do you think the problem lies? Because Tila, one of the reasons why we want to have these sit downs is to speak about how we can have a liberated mind in terms of not waiting to be given things and actually finding ways and means to get the things that we want.
You see, I think Bantu Student Biko is a perfect example to answer that question, boss. Bantu Student Biko became selfless. See, then he decided to sacrifice his career. He was a very intelligent man, but he decided that no, I must assist the black society, I must liberate the black society, and I must continuously do a research to find out where is the problem and how I can help black people. And he mobilized young people around him and conscientized them. Then they went back to the society using the organization SASO and Black People's Convention, going back to the society and conscientizing the society. Because one of the critical things is that revolution must be understood by only people who are at the privilege of understanding it. I'm talking about people who are in university, but it must also be understood by members of the community to understand what are we really fighting for.
And do you think that we in terms of the education and the distribution of information, are we reaching that level of liberty? Are we able to teach everyone what they understand what true that revolution?
You see, thinking or ukuthi education that we are receiving in any form of level of education will liberate us. See, a very wrong mindset, because initially this kind of education, it was not meant to liberate black people. However, it was created to make black people remain as subhumans. So I don't believe that this kind of education will liberate us. However, it is our task as black people to liberate each other.
That's will have a problem. Don't people will not like us for especially that comment, because we have graduates from Haiti every year, thousands and thousands. So now, if these graduates and then there are high rates of the unemployment, what could qualify as systematic barriers and what would qualify as limiting beliefs, because we do have the qualifications?
I think systemic barriers and you said beliefs.
Yeah, limiting beliefs like angwas wenjavote, waiting for funding, kind of thinking.
And systemic barriers and beliefs are interlinked.
Yeah.
To say, you see, when it East Bloc Cube, you say, or Coca Cash, and they allocate you like psychologically, it says people who decide they are rich students, you see, then when it's created, it creates a belief that I cannot reside here because
Of my economic situation.
because of my economic situation, and also I'm poor. That causes limitations and goals. So in a context of graduates and youth, I think
You should take advantage of that. I'm not saying it should be nepotism, but it's what other races are doing. That's why you find certain sons, which is something that I'm saying. But in terms of Napolis, those people that build Begi, now moving to the part of us building Begi, do you think there are businesses or initiatives that a black child can initiate with the Berwick Capital? Like I initiate a Berwick Capital.
say I think there's many barriers when it comes to a black person creating a say successful business. You see, and firstly, because there are many aspects to be included in that process. Because you need land about order to have a business. Like the umshaba wukukti. Those are our first barriers as plan. However, that's why you see many young people investing in street vendor. Because this is the only access kubwa. Also, this supply chain problem. To say uzoitata mupi it, and there's this psychological inferiority within black people. To say if ubandile itaisa, for example, umshanet, and next to me there's Mohammed who's selling umshanet. Black people will support Mohammed with the mindset that white people sell quality. That also relate to the black consciousness, making black people and instilling the sense of black pride within black people.
Do you think there is a way that we can somehow remove those things in our minds? When something is dying by a black person, the veil is similar to what the white man is actually offering. Is there a way it's probably like smaller other things, and as it's and then just on that?
If black people managed to see apartheid as a kind of humanity, anything is possible. So now was even this one is a is a project of colonization to make white people, to make black people think white people are superior.
Am I wrong to say part of the things that are contributing to that would be religion? Because there's a man who's portrayed as a savior to all of us, and most people who have actually studied the Bible will tell you that the person who's supposed to be Jesus is actually a black man, but no one is doing anything about it.
You are correct somehow. When there was a religion was used to colonize black people and have a mindset that Biobosa is we as they are suffering on earth, and create a mindset that everything that they see happening in the world is natural. It's supposed to be like this. Black people are supposed to poor, white people are supposed to be rich. You see, so that part played by religion, make people think that when they are praying for man, God will bring man.
Without taking any action, yes. So now, okay, because some of the things isn't there alive, and not focusing on religion, because we'll end up stepping on toes, like when didn't go. Yeah. Okay, so there are things that we see, which I think is part of the things that influence our daily living, which is social media. And then social media tells us that for you to be seen as, or how success has been defined, is that it needs to be these luxurious cars and big houses. So now referring to what Steve Biko spoke about in the book, do you think that the leadership that we have now portrays the same thing, or are they the ones who are pushing the same agenda for us to see success as these luxurious cars instead of actually uplifting the people who have been oppressed ever since we've opened our eyes?
You see, I don't like to blame Black Castle because it is kahle intan ukuthi ungabi colonized. And when you say a colonized black person, we mustn't laugh or blame, we must try to assist. That's her thing. You see, was colonization made colonialism made black people to think that to have a low self-esteem actually, maybe a low self-esteem when they have a chance to uba the man, they have to show off, were preoccupied with materiality. So in this instance, black people might decide to buy ELV just to show that decide to be ahamba ushade sanity or wherever, so my soul it's almost other to the baba. Then that shows ukuthi abantu bamnyama seek validation, even economical, from among white people that no, now I'm equal to you. It's like single years, single mood, and then they want to prove that. To see that is a psychological oppression that we must also look. So you see, when you see a leadership or anyone wearing an LV, using Maxas or a maker extensive cars, we see the masking is say there's leadership extinct, like they do not, this person is in problem. You need hands.
Psychological hell is putting it okay, which you cannot offer. Was let the condition you said something about us not having enough resources, and that many young people actually venture to street vending, and then we have these guys who are in leadership, black people. We've been in leadership for more than 30 years now. When or what do you think are the means that black people can take to enforce the people who have financial power, which will be capital in this instance? Let's say, because you spoke about Lang, so I'll come back to Lang and then I'll act the the issue with the illegal immigrations, but now I want just to focus on the leadership that we have. Okay, being abasha, which of course we get funding from it directly.
I don't believe that you need funding from leadership.
Okay.
Because the problem of South Africa, not corruption. Problem of South Africa, not unemployment. Problem of South Africa, not gender-based violence. But the problem of South Africa is the capitalist system that has graduated to be democracy.
So yeah, is that
Capitalist system that graduated to be democracy. We cannot say people are free and they can post their segregation, they can live wherever they want. I mean, that's what we are allowed to do. Yeah, I live wherever we are. But we don't have, I don't have money to move from so
they don't have the economic needs?
yes, you see, then we don't have land as black people. So this thing is there's a book of Frans Fanon say my white skin, black mask. You see, this thing of chapter capitalism is a problem mask. It was renamed as a democracy. There's nothing called democracy. Nothing.
Do you think that after, I know it's there, but I'm about to say it might sound wrong, and I don't like to say it. So do you think after the illegal immigrants issue, in fact, we're supposed to combine it, because now it's like the fight on black, I do not like it, but do you think after the illegal immigrants issue, we should move to one thing led in the same approach that we're using?
It moved to one inlay.
Yeah, do you think that we should go to initiate the one thing of land? Because now it's like, well, we're fighting for crumbs. You know, when people are eating in a table and then crumbs of bread, when they fight, I mean, ayawa land, and then it's like we're fighting for that, and then people are actually eating ugujang and I'm a lot of bread. I double.
I think firstly the concern of people of South Africa were fundamental concerns that led to them thinking that our problem is foreigners. Correct, you see, because poverty and unemployment, the responsibility of government to ensure that as stupid that process of fighting they did, to be honest, have achieved nothing. You see, so I think don't believe that Mena, there are issues that we must fight this issue now, move from this and from this. Let us fight the capitalist system and remove it.
Okay. They didn't want to put the right way to fight it, because now the political formations, so now the one has been divided, and we can't even agree on one thing. Hence, we have over 200 political parties now. Yeah, over 200 from party.
I don't want to say I prefer this, I don't prefer this, but it makes sense.
You see? Okay. But you lay example with which political parties?
They're like, okay, guess what? It's me, ideology, socialism. It makes sense. Because it also speak about the, say, according to his lead, say things like that we say it is accommodate everyone. But when I was the first year, I used to on supermarket based about in Navion. Socialism is not possible for South Africa of corruption, things like this. We need to implement socialism. The aftermath was to say you need to implement socialism in South Africa perspective addressing problems of South Africa that Karl Marx Lynch Law never encountered. Okay, is so such ideologies may assist. Okay, see that is my point.
Okay. So now in flu movies, and let's go script headline. So offline we spoke about what would categorize as the main problems in South Africa currently. And again, not leaving the book because there are things that were raised by, because many of the problems that were raised by was Peter Mlanduminto, I think he raised them back then. But as a days and night, like especially the problem of the mind and seeing a very value in the interior thing was one that I want to focus on. We spoke about the kind of graduates that we have now, which have become one of the main problems that he had. So can I add the political affiliation? It was people have shifted Uti is into by these political parties. But firstly, can you start with how are the graduates becoming a problem in the problems that we have?
Is or researchers.
Especially is.
Okay. I think those who are researchers are more based in field and writing, and
so the graduates come in because they're also based on the theory.
Yes, the theory-based people who studied, and after they graduate, the only thing they have post-graduate is arrogance and equal confidence. Yes, because when a person presents, I'd say, a wrong view, they don't want to engage that person in a manner of teaching and learning. They want to show the person, no, you are wrong. I'm the one who knows.
Because I have a certificate to code.
Yes, I have a certificate to code. Thereafter, they write two adjectives publish unaccessible things that they say by letter to assist in a process of publishing, but they don't ensure that these things are accessible to people who are not even at their disposal.
I think even the distribution of that research, they are failing at it because I've said with one of the doctors, he was doing a research about climate change. The information that he had, the question that we're asking, basic questions that you're asking, I think it was part of the questions from his OSNS. And he asked me, once you've been notified by your phone use the behavior rains, then what do you do? Make it swear just pick. There's no other precautions that I take. And then you're like, no, the precautions should take, especially if it's this high a rate of involvement, should do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But then again, if the distribution is not according, that's what I'm saying. How can we help them at least after done the research and then we graduate it? How do you make sure that the distribution goes according? Which open this because that take the decisions on our behalf are the people that we underestimate. Like we actually store. Kufika umuntu neplate lokudla athi bafethu nayikhawula na t-shirt, some sort of work. And then when you're engine, you understand exactly that there are so many political parties that becomes useless to exercise your vote. How do you make sure that you inform these guys about the decision may be made for all of us?
Firstly, the education system don't allow some people, or it's only allow them to start the graduating going, but it's supposed that when you are starting in order to go back and develop your community. Because in Africa, its success is not an individual success. Yeah, it says get to a mood me pumelela tua. Basizakala on tia because success is not recognized the success, the communal success, it's trunk like that, se pomele abo. And there's a writer, a philosophy, Ulauta Silkak. He writes books, and he's trying very much ukuthi I distribute ukuze abantu babe conscientized, and we once heard that his books were denied ey'ndaweni zokufundela like universities ey'koleni.
Is African man?
Is South African man. He writes a very dangerous information to the colonial class because he writes things that would liberate us. But he writes even as a story, the Peace Manifest. He talk about the rioters with the only rights, and he talk about the rioters they revoke when they are asked what is your problem. They can't explain their problem. They explain the division between the writers or the philosophies and the rioters, that people in the society to the riot and can't explain their problem. People to explain their problems are not part of the riots.
Do you not think that universities and government have become the custodians of their oppressor?
Like I said,
I cannot, because how do you refuse a book from an African man who actually grew up understanding the culture and what we are supposed to be?
see, when you speak about the coloniality, that man is still in Neo was trying to address is to live of colonialism in the creed. You see, because those Africans, those who are scholars, PhD holders who are working in universities, went through the process of being colonized and timbers allow to see, then they are subjected to the same 17 year must go in line with these policies. That's why when every time you are trying to began an amount to abasementa in universities, the student leader will say, but this is incorrect for students, but they say, but this is a policy of the university. Mena, Nama say what this is wrong, but if he could have done that means Nami a portion. So the capitalist system, that's why I say that I lot blame them people, because the capitalist system made us to rely in 17 to that auto act a fear of poverty, because we know they see that this is wrong. But some 17 knows or tosh. See?
With that being said, do you think it's possible that we can compete globally without sacrificing who we are? Let's say we wanted to adopt our language, keep it as is.
Will we ever be able to compete global?
Robert Mangalis also who
says we have only one race.
it's human race. That the culture goes in line with the identity.
Can you hear they described us as blacks and described themselves as white, though they are pink.
But we can compete global without changing who we are. However, there are systemic barriers that's abege ukuthi azosifimba vele lokhu abantu abafana nabo Caster Semenya. She was talented in competing globals, but there's a desire sangiyazi science of genetics and stuff. You see, that was a systemic barrier to stop Caster Semenya on shining global. So there are such things. So I think we can compete global, but there are systemic barriers that to stop black people from competing global.
Okay, yes, we've spoken about the corruption and the crime, the unemployment. Passing for us, because because meant to the fear now, or people caring, I'm betting in the haunted because on same as so I mentioned what want Bali are they not becoming custodians, the universities and government? Because njengobush it's like who does okutshela ukuthi ngenza lento basemsebenzini, and then their biggest fear is that I could lose isingo lani, even though that's the right thing to do for the most people, but I cannot do it because isingo lani ngilelas.
And is don't believe that they are custodian.
Okay.
Because these people, you see, we're living such a kind of system by a person who is conscious, must also understand. I don't want to use the word of politics, but understand politics and understand the society, to say that umkwanaze in the
If we are speaking about Cheleram Kwalazi, Cheleram Kwalazi is a policeman who will never be able to manage the global politics.
That's the first step. Number two, I don't believe that we will have a change where Umkwanazi would say he can, okay, if Umkwanazi take as a coup, he will introduce what system to the society. It's like the tennis system, a commute.
We need a tennis system, we need a dictate.
And now, I can't believe in the tech side.
Let's wait before the ball, because this do this card.
No, I'm not going. We really appreciate this opportunity to share our views here on Umdabu. I see a bongako itu bala uperanga.
Thank you very much, brother, for coming through. I think Nati, what we're trying to do mostly is that we cannot tell people what to think, but we are slowly trying to help people how to think. Was the thing that influential, especially the book, Steve Biko, Biko. It's one of the things that I could meant we should read, but at the same time, we cannot make them repeat. We should have such conversations to make it easy, to create curiosity, so that umuntu measure kunya it can no bantu Biko waiting. It was, I think, he's one of the people that actually stand out as freedom fighters, but there's very big that is being said about him. There's no day that celebrates him. Like today, they're celebrating a one that I've been. It's actually my birthday today. But it's just things. It's like it helps you think. In fact, not understand. Helps you think within what is the system pushing us to? What are we supposed to be thinking about? So with the platform, we're trying to push people as well to say, okay, try to think things this way, because there's always a different perspective to what you are being provided on. So thank you very much for coming through. I think to everyone who's watching, I'm noticing which will have more viewership than subscription. Don't like it, please only finish before you froze. Just go to the subscription. They don't take 5 cents, but what it will do is that when this platform grows, we'll have a super and massive, a big, a huge celebration, and we'll all be part of it. Thank you very much. See you on the next one. Angiyazi ukuthi awuyivalisi siyakhuluma la kanti awuyivalisi kube uthi hawo siyavuhawu bephathi khona Thomas Akuz, but if Umkana initiates, I will be part of it. In fact, I'm learning how to shoot now. So I wasn't global thingy because now for the fact to kabangile to go to buy or kabang revolution. Why kabang like cause? Because there's no one else.
So about Mela Umoto, Timtala
Preacher's buzz was going. Oh,
Chabitat liberal in approach and abekho practical. Ba abombheki.
Aw, no, aspanseli tabaye.
That's the problem. Oh, so say abombheki nayiga issue yami no nomkhwana. Okay, say these people who are in a position of leadership, the capitalist system, uma uyiphikisa, big deal to just like they did to Thabo Mbeki. How? I don't know if have you ever heard the argument of Thabo Mbeki regarding into HIV and AIDS.
I remember Utia declared that
He was arguing that a syndrome yenziwa ama-various amaningi. And how does HIV cause AIDS? That was his primary argument. And those people bayakama say are preoccupied with izinto ey'lethelelayo bakuna izinto zamanje. Dethi ingakho they wanted ama-bad ways. Then Thabo Mbeki at that time was challenging the capitalist system away. Then they have to dig it.
But not, it was a light, very light compared to what they did to Zuma.
Then right then Thabo Mbeki if had such thing, then if Thabo Mbeki had a idea, they even said that no, we need to take the HIV. Sibafalele ball until we find remedy. If we don't find remedy, let them die.
True.
Yabo.
yeah, what am I like?
Yabo. Then abantu abayifunya mfana ufuna matakwe then Thabo Mbeki to is the anayi ikala le corruption. That's his leadership.
Yeah. No, I wonder for the first time I'll tell him it means he's a scam.
Awazi ukuthi ungaba in that power there's no way. Okay, wait, italelo umuzo wakhe laba renovations umuzo wakhe it didn't stand. Italelo ukuthi umpazi wakhe had ama tenders that were in her name.
Umfazi wa. Yabo. Then you go back to Uzuma lo sho. Yabo. Uzuma he was haunting hiking perspective ka kata. You one after. Yabo. I think there's one that's led to Klabuti yena wazenaye kumkhulisa ngosonsi kanti.
Yeah.
Yabo. But naye inkosi yami ayiwaza kukarapha mzonkusu awukade after the voice lana yakho
Akata for 8 pieces. No, Loba. So this
but I don't believe we would naso melususa.
Ubani uThemba uvusi. Why?
This one is too liberal.
No, as if there's one person who's smart. There are things from all these people. There are certain things that need to be learned, and they're given betters, and you can't take everything that they are. It's like it's like your parents. Your parents are back, but it doesn't mean they're perfect. It's like these guys. I was listening, I've been listening, following him.
Especially in his book. That guy's fighting.
His book, I think his book would be similar to what we're dissecting now. Because it's in that kulmangas, especially when he focuses on the connection. Then you see with these matters, the intention was right, but then yaba distorted, just like how they buy the piece. The intention was right, must become distorted, and then basing abisaba in the fanagi beyond. That is what you get lenders on the commissioner Kuna, right? You spent over billions and then no one was arrested. And then the people are saying, no one is even asking a question to it here. What happened with this 1 billion that was spent? The citizens are okay with it. There's so many things in the right society. The citizens are people who are supposed to be talking and fighting. Because information like be born layer 11. But remember, credo ulega about being by to trend the whole week I so because it's easy, but then a capital conversations 600 million are spent in 1 day to protect them foreigners. because the 600 million are supposed to be used. We would say, okay, we are going to do what you guys were supposed to be doing because we have the authorities to do that. We still get this check. Do nama pep. Agaha. Do right now. Aga start. Benjalo. Instead of process band.
I think layers curves are supposed to be used to create some job opportunities. Because I don't believe that their money was supposed to be invested in foreigners. It gave us a support to be visible, get it uplift community.
You know, somebody lang a punch, but them students, some of them are target. Balai. As balai. Because come November, they'll vote the same people that were oppressor. Man, like, Tera press. Lama, who's that?
So when big the condition about the it's for those who are conscious to conscientize others and to make them see that this thing is wrong. We can't live under this system. That's a revolt against it.
Okay, let me support my question, okay? So the universities come through with the education. So the education is provided in a foreign language, which is not ours. For you to qualify as a graduate, there are some standards to meet that are created by them. The mottos that I think that we are taught is nothing applicant about them. And then to the government, they are limiting things because I cannot just go and occupy land anywhere that I want in South Africa. They'll tell you much made a payment. Yet, there are people who are here, who came here. We can all agree that they are here in Ghana. Then however, in the ways and means that they used to tame that land was not bleaker. But the government, using the SAPS, using which would be corrupt in this instance, all those means, they'll tell you that we had no right to occupy and use that land. So I'm saying again, are they not Catholics?
The oppressors.
When you analyze things, let's say general perspective, you'd firstly end up saying those people who are marching the table in Hago. You know why? Because those would say over all Africa, that's the general perspective. And the third thing, in the side of those people who analyze this general perspective, you would say, these people are saying like drugs, stop there. It's like poison sport. Yeah. In this perspective, if we analyze at the general perspective, stay and these people stay with the Hamas, these people stay wherever they stayed, and these people are corrupt and custodians of this. But let us look this at a perspective of coloniality and colonialism. Dr. Musin will say you have to be confident about black people, and we have to reach out to black people and assist them those who start incorporation. So I think if a person manipulated you, I think this thing also applies to Izindo, a fala, labo rape.
To say when usually when business track women, they sleep with those women are victims and the perpetrators them. You see,
Then uma kunentelanje the capitalist or NABA or like open Hamas have manipulated black people, especially those who are in position to leadership.
So they own them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, they manipulated them to an extent that they do stay wish then that means that these people require assistance, as I said. And don't believe that their custodians of capitalism. But these people are these people who must go to the rehab of decolonization and be assisted.
My brother, before Sivali, and you spoke of if ungathiwa sibona umuntu ofake ilungiton or i-bag or inamazana igutshi, it's as corner say coach. We should not judge them. We should try and help them. But now, I wish for them to speak to a young graduate who cannot afford to have these luxurious things that people wear. And then they feel out of place in terms of, because I think the problem is with the mind, in terms of how they see themselves when they are with other kids. But I don't have a Nike sneakers. I don't have these branded pinners. But how do we help them? Imagine and so that they feel equal to their peers.
Young graduates, yes. I think I'd say we don't need fancy clothes or luxury things in order to be seen as a good person or aphile wabantu okubona in that certain period. However, we need only to speak sense. Now, we encourage graduates to conduct their own research and study a lot, wanting knowledge that will assist them also the society. They must continuously show a wish to contribute more to the society than wishing to have Louis Vuitton or a defensive clothes. I don't believe that you need fancy clothes, but I think you must uplift the society. You must uplift your society as a black person. As black people, we must assist each other rather than promoting an individual success. You see, it is not our culture to promote individual success. It is a Eurocentric success to celebrate or to promote individual success. They try so to celebrate together. See, so we must be more in assisting in the development of our societies rather than be preoccupied with material things such as fancy clothes.
Do you believe, because one of the reasons why I want to do is that we believe in a united Africa. Do you believe there is a way to have a united Africa where we'll be able to trade amongst ourselves? Because I was born sense in mind. I think I like it like how Makbus smema lang band was an sizzle busa sort.
Can I say Africa there is sensitive aspect, that is compromising to say if currently, so if you say maybe South Africa is promoting that as a united Africa, an example. If we say South Africa was promoting that to myself, well, Africa, there are other government in Africa who are failing in their career. There's a president, but also France.
Oh, I think we lost Nigeria.
Yes,
It's a Nigeria.
there's such problems. Abantu, if they are failing in their countries, they become a bad thing of other countries. However, United Africa can done through having agreeing on one thing. You see that we do away with the colonizers. Our boss in Africa with Eswatini, they are held by Naxran. Inkosi le nayo isibanga yabo. There are such countries that are ruled by the imperialist. Yabo. People may have had for Africa.
Ukuthi to be one, because there are such countries.
And then what do you say to the people who are actually quite thinking they are led by Ngos, but the Ngos is led by someone else and TikTok by someone else?
Then I'm not you see, I love culture, but I'm not a tribalist. To say I don't believe that although we must have leadership, but cannot be one person taking decision over 18 million people. That's impossible.
Since you don't have democracy, so you don't have democracy, but okay, what's your view on what is happening in Burkina Faso?
I don't believe you.
Alright, cool, but it's capitalism, that's what we need.
Capitalism. You see, it's not a Burkina Faso led by Trevor or cool. You see, that thing of those people, that is a violence against humanity. Like,
I'll support if Mukwana Zanga initiate.
I won't. Because you see that thing, my color overthrows the imperialist or the colonizers.
Yeah.
Overthrow them. That's the only way. Okay. Then they get into power. After they get into power, she say, after 2 years we will have elections. Per 2 years, we extend the term of office to 5 years. Then you come there for 5 years, and people in that process are suffering because there's nothing changed. You see, Museveni has ruled for how many years?
It's fine. They also have what you have now.
It is not fine, because you see these problems, when people are suffering in that process, they don't have platform to voice out their problems. To what they are ruled by people who are military. But you see, a country must be led by people who is revolutionary in thoughts.
In South Africa, who can you say is that?
Revolutionary in thoughts.
South Africa, yeah.
Okay, please give me a chance.
Because there you go. If you have to think about it, I mean, I said,